Welcome to the Feats and Fables 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons streaming game for adventurers just like you. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcasts by searching for Feats and Fables. If you want to watch us live and chat with us, join the show on Twitch from 8 to p.m. Eastern Time on Monday nights. I'm Paige Lightman. And I am the DM, and I'd like to welcome you to Aglaron. Aglaron is a peaceful, pastoral nation of half-elves. Our heroes are part of the Foresters, elite scouts and rangers, charged with defending Aglaron's borders, particularly from undead from the evil fascist nation of Thay. Currently, our heroes are in the mountains of eastern Aglaron, heading north into the Singing Sands. Let's meet our heroes. So we have Victor Toussaint, a human eldritch knight fighter, played by Ron Frankie.
Regretfully audio only tonight.
Yes, Georgia got hit with a pretty good hurricane force winds last week. Not everybody has internet and or power. We also have Wildfire, a fire genasi evoker wizard, played by Joe Streaky.
Water elements are BS.
We have Ross, a lizard folk totem barbarian, and also Drake Warden Ranger from the new Unearthed Arcana, written by our friend Dan Dillon, played by Coda of Codab Games.
Hello, everyone.
We also have Mira, a water genasi Circle of the Land druid, played by Dr. Andrew Wong, who is muted.
Good evening!
Welcome to Life in 2020. And last but certainly not least, the heart of the team, Silvio, a Satyr College of Eloquence bard, played by Ben Heisler.
Bonjour.
Previously on Feats and Fables, our heroes were on the way to the Tarsellus Fountains. They faced down rock trolls and peritons, as well as a group of adventurers who'd been sent after the very woman that they were working for. After dealing with these challenges and finally making it to the Tarsellus Fountain, they find the landscape ruined, blasted, trees barren, except for the fountain itself. A weird creature rises up out of the fountain as they get closer. All right, so let's go see what this is about.
What on earth is that?
Paige,
Yes?
I have absolutely no ability to know things about magic or religion, but I definitely do want to know in my own brain if I think I can hit this with my sword. I'm going to give you this here religion check to see what my brain knows.
What does your lizardy brain know? Okay, so with that sort of check, the religious traditions of your tribe have mentioned elemental spirits before. They are not very common in the marshes, but they're not unheard of either. Sometimes you have a water spirit that might inhabit a certain area, or a fire spirit that would come out after a small wildfire. There could be an air spirit during a hurricane. There could be a stone spirit coming out of some of the solid areas. This kind of looks like both a water spirit and a fire spirit mashed together in a deeply unnatural way. But you think it is definitely elemental. Mira, sadly, this was not something you covered. Elementals aren't even real creatures anyway.
Hey, Paige.
Yes.
When we talked to the witch before, she said that she couldn't get water because the passageway was blocked, which we already experienced with all kinds of fun shenanigans climbing up here. And also the fountain was damaged. How damaged is the fountain?
So the fountain looks physically undamaged. It is made out of kind of a medium light brown colored marble, and there's water trickling from the top to a secondary bowl to the primary basin of the fountain itself in what appears to be a very pretty way, other than the fact that there's a big creature in front of it. Well, in it. And it's not this big. It's actually size large. I'm just putting this here so you know what it looks like.
Just to scare us. Got it.
Did it work? You're scared?
Scared.
Scared.
Sylvia will lean over and politely nudge good friend Wildfire. She said it was damaged, but it looks fine to me. Is it like magically broken or something?
Wildfire, with your Arcana check, you start sensing through the weave here, and you realize this is a place that is strong, and strong with the elemental power of water, and that there is something that has gone way wrong here. The threads of the weave are warped and bent. Some are singed and fraying.
I tell what's causing it?
Not with that Arcana check, sir.
Is there anything obviously wrong with the source of water here?
I mean, other than there's a critter in it. And you notice that the land around it is destroyed. Like the soil is brittle and dry. Most of the trees are nothing but bare branches. The trees that do have leaves, the leaves are yellow or chlorotic and have holes eaten through them.
I will totally take some samples.
I was about to say it's time to take some samples.
Yes.
Andrew, I saw you had rolled some hit dice for Mira. Was that just a
That
random
was
keystroke?
we did short rest at some point, right?
Yeah, we talked
Or
about
did we not?
trusting on the way up here at the end of last episode, and I noticed
Okay.
both Ras and Mira were missing hit points, and was encouraging them.
Yeah, I think I didn't actually spend hit dice.
Okay, so if you need to spend a hit dice,
All
Yeah.
right.
please do the thing.
Paige, I begin casting Detect Magic ritually.
Sylvia, would you like to try and maybe talk us into borrowing a cup of water?
I would be happy to do that once Wildfire has a little more information.
So weren't you
Thanks, mate.
bragging you could talk to anything?
Just because I can talk to anything does not mean that I should go into a conversation without having all the information I can.
No, I
Like trying to go forth on a date and trying to score on the first one without trying to get to know them first. You have to earn trust.
Something has upset the spirits in this fountain. That thing is made of both flame and water. An odd combination.
True facts. True facts.
Paige.
As you spend 10 minutes casting, hang on just a second. As you spend 10 minutes casting, you know what, let's put your tokens here. Detect Magic. It kind of paces around inside the sigil on the ground, which is glowing, and keeps an eye on you, but does not leave that area.
Ooh, maybe if we distract it on one side, someone else can sneak in the other side, get the water, and then vamoose.
So after you cast Detect Magic, you realize that the glowing sigil around it is in fact magic. The area around the fountain itself is strongly magical, and then there's a residue of magic outside that. And somebody else had a question. Was it Ron?
No, I was just suggesting we might be able to distract it on one side and someone sneaks from the other side and get some water.
Got it.
Wouldn't that put one of us in a position of extreme danger?
The one talking or the one absconding?
Either.
Paige, is it like there's this outer ring? Is it like traveling around the outer ring, or is it exhibiting any like specific activities that seem unusual?
It stays kind of within the squares that it have kind of a significant portion of the glowing rune in it.
Okay.
and it, like I said, it moves around and keeps an eye on you. There's kind of a dead tree between you and it, so it paces back and forth to either side of it.
Was there ever, like, when we first saw us, did it kind of rush at us and get stopped, or has it always been pacing? Did it show like an initial burst of energy?
It came out of, or it manifested.
Right, minus that.
Yeah, and then moved towards the edge of the fountain towards you, but did not attempt to go past the edge of the room.
Okay.
Perhaps there is something we could do to appease the spirit and settle its work. Perhaps just releasing it.
Paige, what kind of...
Sure, we want to just go around willy-nilly releasing things that we don't know everything about. That sounds like a good way to cause more problems than we are solving.
There's definitely something very off here, Mira says, looking around at this wasted landscape. And I'm pretty sure that circle has something to do with it.
Paige, what kind of school does the glyph radiate?
Abjuration.
What about the fountain itself?
Abjuration and transmutation.
Okay.
I guess
I reserve the right to be incorrect on that and change my mind to the correct answer later, though.
That's
That's
fair.
way better than I was thinking. I was sure you're going to be like, necromancy!
I mean, I'm not above it.
I guess the question is whether this area is withered because this sigil is barely containing the evil of the fountain. And if we let it go, then it would just cause widespread destruction. Or if, the opposite is true, and it's, if we destroy it, everything will go back to normal.
So, Paige, can I puzzle out, right, with an Arcana check, like what that glyph is doing that's around the fountain?
Sure.
Okay, I will spend an inspiration on this Arcana check, because I think that is a potentially important piece of information.
Jeez Louise, dude. Alright, so you believe that the rune, the glyph, the circle around the fountain is decidedly elven in make and is quite old. Probably, older than Aglarond. And you sense that it is protecting the fountain from whatever is occurring outside it. And also that the creature inside it is a guardian of the fountain and is there to protect the fountain from being fed up by anything else.
So I start looking around then, right? Because that implies that there's something external happening to the fountain, which we kind of can't see. So I start looking around with my detect magic to see if I can see.
Are you sharing?
Yes, I'll share that. I was assuming originally that the runes around the fountain indicated some sort of trap for this creature.
Yes.
But the rune work is very clearly, after careful study of it, that I can see from here at least, that it is actually protecting the fountain from outward forces, and the creature is bound to it and protecting it somehow.
That would explain the green grasses at the base of the fountain.
But it doesn't explain, and I kind of point down at the ground before us. It doesn't, beneath us. It doesn't explain where this is coming from, though.
So as you're gesturing around and talking to the group about this, Joe, Wildfire, hasn't dropped the detect magic because you hadn't told me he did.
Right.
And so he's still looking around in the area, but not at the fountain.
Yep.
And you can see that the weave in this area has been twisted and warped by cruel magics, and you recognize this kind of magic being familiar to the Dark Fae.
We have seen something like this before with that black dragon. You don't suppose that it could be something similar?
I think this might be the work of the Fae. Some of the more unfriendly elements, I say, kind of looking around in the sky.
I
don't
look up.
So, Paige,
Go ahead.
What could I do about this? Like, this is a pretty deep change to this area.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Like, finding whatever Fae did this and lopping off its head would certainly do it.
So, Paige, not seeing anything immediately threatening in the sky above us, I'm going to close my eyes for a moment and just kind of open up my supernatural senses to the world around me. And I'm going to spend one of my spell slots to activate my primeval awareness.
Ooh, okay. Let me go look up the list for primeval awareness.
I have it right here, and I will let you know. It is,
and you just know numbers, not directions, or is it just check? You know if it exists within a radius.
So it gives me a list of creatures, including Fae, within a mile, or up to 6 miles if we're in swamp. Does not reveal the creature's location or the number. God damn it!
Okay, so it's just a checklist.
Yeah.
But knowing it was here would be pretty potent in and of itself.
Do I even? It's hyper unclear. Do I even get distinction among those things? Like, would Fae feel different than elementals? Which
I think so. Yes. Excuse me, Kitty.
Is also on that list.
Yeah.
Okay.
So give me the list. Fae, check. Elementals, check. What else you got?
Aberrations.
No.
Celestials?
No.
Dragons?
No.
Fiends?
Also no.
Undead?
How big is the range?
1 mile.
Yes.
All right. I will open up my eyes and say, I detect Fae within the area. I don't know where, but they are present.
Well, if we could... I mean, the best way to get this water would be to stop whatever attack is happening to the fountain itself, if we can figure out where it's coming from.
And if that elemental is in fact the guardian of the fountain, it'd probably be very pleased if the attacks were to stop.
So, Paige, does it seem like it is bound within that runic space? I think you've said it definitely is, right?
It hasn't left it, and it hasn't stepped over the edge.
Sure.
I don't know that it's necessarily bound there. I think it probably doesn't want to leave. It is a guardian of the fountain.
That's fair.
Like, I don't think we can count it not being able to leave so much as it doesn't want to.
Maybe we should ask it.
Yeah, if it could get some idea.
At that point.
Go ahead, Silvio. Take it away.
Sorry, Ron. What were you going to say? I talked over you.
Oh, I was just going to also say that if the elemental could tell us more specifically what the problem is, it would make us easier to resolve it. Because just wandering around searching for Fae, I mean, we might kill some innocent Fae.
Now, Captain, that's a plan I can get behind, rather than the one of us sacrifice ourselves while the rest sneak away with the water.
I mean, it wasn't for sure that you were going to be a sacrifice.
He was got this. He was got this. She's a bird. She'll just die from it.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Just snatch a glass.
God, I can't wait for that to be like a physical barrier into it. Just like, bam!
I'm more worried about
Wile E. Coyote style.
Just impacted on the surface.
Sylvia, do you know how to speak elemental?
I mean, I can. I was going to check to see if it was any of the things I did not have to spend any of my magic on first. Why?
Sure.
Do you want to be translator?
I mean, I can comprehend. I can't speak it, though.
I mean...
I am familiar with the primordial tongue.
Let's talk to it and see what happens.
Yeah.
That's good to me. We will go down the list and see if it speaks or understands common.
Negative.
Celestial.
Negative.
Infernal.
Also negative.
Sylvan.
It tilts its head to the side, rather curiously, as if that was not what it expected to hear.
From a satyr?
Yeah, seriously.
Get in on that.
Well, we can't be all judgy, right? We're trying to make a good impression.
That's fair.
I mean, does it respond in any way when we greet it as such?
No, but it locks eyes. Well, it doesn't really have eyes, but it locks its helmet sort of stuff towards you and looks at you very intently with its head cocked to the side as if curious.
I believe I have perhaps struck out. Does someone want to check to see if primordial is the correct answer, or I can just...
Yeah, Mira will step up and
Actually, though, hang on.
Oh.
Silvio, your insight is 16. You believe it absolutely understands you.
It's just being rude.
Or it can't communicate in some way.
I mean, that is quite possible. So, following my greeting and the look that it appears to understand me, I will bow and say, "Good. What time of day is it?"
Afternoon. And are you standing 20 feet away while you're doing this?
I mean, I'm however far I am away on the map.
Okay.
Indeed.
And wearing a mask, social distancing.
Of course.
It's very
Very
important.
responsible, Seder.
Yes, though I'm not going to wear a mask for this because we all know how bad the mask threw off my accent on Saturday's game. And if you haven't seen that, by all means, check out our website, YouTube, podcasts. All men are can catch up on exciting
also-
Saturday Halloween shenanigans.
Find it.
All right, I was going to do the advertisement for it at another time, but here we go. Dong!
I cast summon advertisements.
Yes. So, if you missed our
Summon
Halloween
advertisement!
Lily! So if you missed our spooky Halloween spectacular episode where our players, instead of their normal characters, played a mind flayer, werewolf, golem, necromancer, and then we didn't have a mummy because power was out, and that was fine. But if you'd like to check up on our spooky Halloween adventure, please catch it on our YouTube channel or wherever you get your podcasts. I think it was a lot of fun.
It was.
It was.
All right, back to our regularly scheduled show.
See, perfect.
All right.
Wasn't that so natural, that ad break?
It was very organic. I like that.
That's right. We work those in easily. Sylvia will bow and say, "Good day. We are foresters of Aglarond. We are seeking to find out what has happened to the land here. Could you perhaps tell us more? We do not mean you any harm, and we wish to make the land right and whole again."
It considers you. It doesn't move. Like it's as still as a statue. Although the blue flame water in it still ripples. Its posture doesn't change. Its facing doesn't change. And it stays like that for rather a long time in the middle of a conversation. Like it might be like 30 seconds. It stays there and just looks at you. And then it reaches a hand back, not looking at it, and makes a kind of a rise up gesture. And the water of the fountain rises up and forms a word in Sylvan that says cursed.
You don't happen to be able to make noises rather than just the bit with categories with the water.
I think that is pretty cool, actually.
It just slowly goes.
Ah, great. Another Phase 11 character that speaks as slow as possible.
Also, Paige is taking full advantage of our visual medium here.
Well, in that case, perhaps you could tell us who or what cursed it? Or cursed the area?
Okay. It again gestures back towards the fountain, and it forms a complex series of glyphs in Sylvan that is a little hard to pronounce. That appears to be a name, and the name is let's see. Let me go grab the spelling. Or rather, let me spell it for you.
And to think we were planning to just walk up and thug this thing.
I haven't totally ruled that out yet, is all I'm saying. I mean...
So the name is Gearflagon, and it doesn't mean anything, so it's a name. You realize it's a proper name.
What does Gearflagon mean?
It is a name of some kind, though I have plenty of flagons in my gear, so it is totally appropriate that you would get that confused. Rather, it's in your gear because you're carrying it for me because you're the strong one, but it's more or less community property that is also mine.
Wait, is that what all those things are?
Not all of them. Not all of them.
Most of them.
So then, where would we find a Gearflagon?
That is an excellent question, which I then relay to the elemental.
All right, it gestures with its hand again, and the shimmering water that is floating in the air forms into a replica of the kind of mountainous area that you're in. And it spins and twirls until you see kind of a specific spot indicated on the mountain.
Does this spot look exactly like where the witch's cabin is?
Excellent guess. No.
Phew.
How far is this spot away?
Maybe an hour. It's not very far away in distance, but it's some rough terrain between here and there.
Let's go puck us a Faye, I guess.
I mean,
Maybe we should also work out a deal ahead of time.
That's true. We Silvio? We need water from the fountain.
Yes, I'm getting there. So, good guardian, if we were to deal with this Gearflagon or remove the curse, would we be able to get some water from your Tarsellus Fountain?
It pauses for a long minute, and then slowly nods its head.
I flash a thumbs up to the group. We need like a whole pail worth, like not just, a thimble. And I turn to Ras and I'm like, hey, can I have the water pail just to make sure it is clear the amount we're talking about?
I set down your pack. I dig into it a little bit and pull out one of the larger flagons, like this one.
No, you guys were mocking, was it Coda or Ben? Somebody from boosting a pail out of Tamath's house.
We did get I think that was Ben. Either way, I'm probably carrying it, so I will pull out the pail. Yeah.
I gesture to the pail and then to the fountain to make it clear, like, this is the amount of water we're looking for. Are we still good?
Slowly, it nods its head.
That classic Vigilantman speed.
Silvio, if you could do me a favor, I also am looking for its blessing. The blessing of a spirit. I don't suppose you could try to get that into the negotiations.
I could certainly ask, what manner of blessing are you looking for in particular? Just a blessing, or...?
I mean, as far as I know, I haven't actually done this before.
Right. So, Silvio turns back to the Guardian. Among us, and Silvio turns and gestures towards Ras, we have a young shaman who is attempting to become one with the lands. And if we are to deal with this curse and the Gearflagon in a way that is acceptable, would you be willing to bestow your blessing upon our shaman so that he may be more shamanistic?
Now, Paige, while he gestures at me, I kind of puff up my chest and try to look, respectable. But then I've got, goose, toppling into my leg.
And you're juggling, Silvio's underwear in one hand and, something in the other hand trying to get it back into the packs, I think.
No, I shoved that behind my back. It's fine.
Okay. Make me an I look respectable check.
Also, he's probably juggling other pieces of my equipment because Silvio doesn't actually use that part. Other than like if Ross is like, "I'm going to make you underwear."
Fair.
What?
Ross, get on that shit.
Silvio is
let's
definitely
see.
a kilt guy.
I'm gonna definitely call this a performance of 4. It's beautiful.
Performance is not your apex skill. Also,
No, God, no.
Ben about snorted a whole cup of water into his keyboard. I hope we got that on film. It was beautiful.
It was a near thing.
All right. So, yeah, like you're standing there with, I don't know, some of Silvio's lacy under things in one hand, and Goose like takes that moment to pee, and it's not quite on your foot, but it's real close to it, which involves some dancing out of the way, and like it doesn't go well. The elemental looks at Ross for a long minute, and then shrugs. You get the impression, Silvio, that is a definite maybe.
We. So I think we have gotten the best we can out of that, and the chances are very good, my friends. Very good.
This was far easier than I was led to believe.
We still have many things to do between here and there. Perhaps you should knock on wood or whatever it is that is culturally appropriate for you.
Right. How about we go slay a fae instead?
Or convince it to remove the curse. I mean, you know.
Lots of possibilities once we get there.
I mean, the problem with slaying a fae is that there are a lot of fae in this country, and if you slay that one, its brother, cousins, great aunt's jazzercise instructor, maybe like, for the death of Gerflagian, I level a blood feud at you, and then we'll be fighting fae, you know, until the 87th one of them kills us.
Well, let's go kill some fae.
Wait, do we have any other requests? Did anybody want like a Winnebago or a pair of tickets to Tahiti or anything?
I just want a single cup of gelato. A single cup.
Go to hell. Go to hell. I say this, dear listener, because these monsters ruined a cool Knights Black Agents, vampire spies in Berlin in 1963 game with gelato.
We've just seen Atomic Blonde. We were very excited for a hard-edged, cold-ass, Cold War adventure. And we turned it into straight up like Benny Hill, like
We had a fabulous adventure that was a pure vacation in Sicily. It was great.
It was great.
But,
we all got suits and we had some amazing
gelato
and a lot of
so
wine.
much wine.
But back to this game.
I about threw myself like down the stairs just to stop DMing it because they wouldn't do anything.
I'm so sorry.
We started walking towards the thing.
Yeah, in this game, we will at least talk to the Fae. I mean, they might have a franchise.
Ooh.
So then, which way do we go?
So the model that the spirit had made out of water indicated that it was a rocky hillside, a couple of like one mountain over. So it, like I said, it's not far, but it takes a long time to get there relatively because the ground is very hard, and you end up in a rocky area.
Yo, Adrian area.
Stop it. In a rocky area, and you were told the model seemed to indicate that the Fae would be around here somewhere, but it just looks like a hillside to you. Let me bring some tokens over, why don't I?
Mira, could you check the atlas? This looks like kind of like the area.
It looks like it. I think we're in the right place.
Good.
I mean, who knows what we'll find here?
Well, I mean, the shadow, but like, I never asked that guy nothing. He's a jerk.
Paige,
Hopefully,
is this starting to get higher up the mountain?
Yes, it is.
What's happening to the temperature? Like, am I starting to become uncomfortable?
Oh yeah, that's right. Don't like cold weather. Yeah, it is. Like it's pleasantly sunny and like maybe 80 where the fountain is. We've gone up in elevation a bit, and it's probably more like 70 with gusts of wind that brings the temperature down maybe 5 degrees below that.
Let's find this thing and get out of here before I freeze my tail off.
In this, it's balmy.
It is ridiculously cold.
Wait, are you one of those lizards that can release their tail when it's been grasped by something
Ooh.
as a distraction and it keeps wiggling on the ground? No?
No.
Goose seems to
Oh.
like this whole area and is like running around, chasing her tail, like flipping over rocks to eat worms under them.
I'm gonna get my tracking butt in gear and start looking for any traces of Fae. Tiny footprints, broken leaves, the feeling of mischief on the air.
Maybe if we put out a platter of milk, they'll come.
with a drop of blood.
Well, depending on which version of Grimm's Fairy Tales you're on.
Sure. I did mention it was some of the dark fae, so you may base your selection of version of Grimm's Fairy Tales based on that.
All right, a saucer of blood with a drop of milk.
A little bit more goth.
So you do find.
Do y'all want red caps? This is how we get red caps.
I have seen red caps in this edition. I do not want red caps.
All right.
Bring it.
Oh, I saw that, you monster.
Oh dear.
My face! My face!
If only you could see Paige's face.
Paige, we begin looking for whatever Fae is here,
Yeah.
so that you can stop making faces at Ben, and we can all make faces at you.
No, I think I made a face at the camera.
Yeah, it
Like-
wasn't the
You
camera.
did.
Do you want us to move our tokens across the board? Is that what you're waiting for?
You can. Going up one of these elevation lines requires an athletics check or a couple people doing it. They're about a 12-foot cliff break. You do find Coda. What was your tracking roll?
Oh yes, I guess I should actually roll that.
Yes, if you would.
How about
your tracking. All right, so you definitely find a bunch of large footprints, and when I say large, I mean they're like this big. They belong to a creature that is clearly of the large size category that is not wearing any sort of shoes.
Oh,
You
boy.
bet it's a ogre or maybe a small giant or something like that.
We'd best move carefully. Something large has been in the area.
And I will point out the tracking to anybody who may have missed it.
Hey, Ron, have Victor give me a Arcana check, pretty please. Or Silvio give me, I don't know, any kind of check practically to know things about Fae. So it'd be Arcana with advantage because you're Fae.
As I start thinking about it, Silvio turns to Wildfire and says, perhaps you want to start detecting the magic. It is not unusual for Fae to cloak themselves in illusions and things of that nature.
Very well. I begin ritually casting Detect Magic.
There's no Fae over there. There's just a bunch of illusion magic.
Fair enough. You start the 10-minute process of casting Detect Magic ritually.
Yep.
Silvio, did you make me a skill check in there somewhere? Okay, so with a religion check of 23, and given your Fey nature, you realize that a lot of the Fae kind of exist both here and also in the Feywild, or also in the Shadowwell at the same time. And in order to get them to fully manifest here, they need to be called with a true name, they need to be challenged enough to piss them off, or they need to be tempted with something they want.
Like blood.
Ben is muted.
I was just asking Paige to put the name of the Fae we're looking for into the chat because it was on the board before, and obviously we're not on that board anymore. So, so it would probably be best if we either call it out or like in greetings, or call it out in we want to fight, or call it out and say we have treats and cookies and stuff.
Well, I mean, I have treats, but he can't have any of them at all. I mean, but I'm always down with fighting.
Ras,
Yes.
you don't happen to have created any interesting, jock straps or hats or vests or anything recently that we could perhaps offer out? Perhaps?
Or
I mean-
to double his hats.
He might be really into Etsy, it's hard to be sure.
I've had an excess of rabbit fur recently, and have made this stunning vest that I'm wearing to keep myself from freezing. Why?
But you don't have, a set of things you're planning to sell next time we get to a, town or something?
Every time we try, I stand for hours and no one comes to buy.
You know what,
I
my
was-
friend? You have a marketing issue. We should work on this next time we are in a civilized place and you have inventory at the ready. But I was thinking perhaps we could offer to them some created goods. I mean, I have a bunch of sweets and stuff that I could offer as well, but...
I mean, I do have the loincloths collection. And I will pull out the variety of loincloths that I've been building over the course of this adventure.
Oh,
I say.
Great.
I
Let me see those, please.
how you've made so many of them, Ross?
I'm getting quite good.
It's both impressive and also alarming.
I don't know why it would be alarming.
This
So
one's
we
more
should-
like a.
Oh, I was just going to say we should probably climb up a little bit and then try to call out
Sure.
about our gifts for your Flugen.
Offer them the one that's a little bit more like a hammock than the loincloth.
I do have these wonderful tents they could have.
Ooh.
Oh, that's right, because you don't need the tents anymore.
It's true. Paige, I'm gonna try to climb up here.
Okay, make me an actually, you're not in combat. It takes like 30 seconds to scramble up, but after a couple of tries, you make it without any problem.
Hooray!
Your ritual detect magic completes, and you notice that the whole area has kind of a faint hum of magic about it.
What kind of magic, Paige?
It is not necessarily a school of magic. It is as if this place is close to the Feywild.
Oh, boy.
Ah.
It's more like a feeling of magic.
No, it's magic, but it's Fey magic. It's not human magic.
And we're hooked on a feeling. Bum, ba, ba, ba.
You guys want to join me up here?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep, I'll keep your guard.
I'll climb up as well.
As per normal.
I'll
Like-
provide a hand stirrup for anybody who might need a boost up.
I wonder how Feywild this area is. I mean, our goal is to get something in touch with the Feywild, right? Because
Pretty Feywild.
that's where
Hello, Fey. Where are you?
That's what the witch needs. So maybe.
Particularly from the Tarsellus Fountain, but
Well, she said the Tarsellus Fountain as a source, but
good point. So Sylvia will join in and call out, "Greetings, great and powerful Gerflagon. We seek to offer these gifts to you, these princely items that will surely enrich your life."
With your Arcana check of 25 previously, you think calling their name thrice will cause them to become quite interested.
So it's like Mustafa in Austin Powers.
Gerflagon! 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 Page you muted.
All right, so be it. So a small figure shimmers into being in front of you. I have a picture of them. This is not to scale. You're gonna start the, oh my god, he's so big! But it's just a picture. Keep your hair on.
We don't have any sense of object.
Oh my God!
Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh, we're all dead!
Would somebody like a podcast? I'm trying to give a podcast group away. I'll make you a deal. Like I'll pay you to take them away.
Bits. We accept bits.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Paige, but according to Feats and Fables HR, you are contractually obligated to finish this adventure. And perhaps I'm gonna go like 8 more.
You are all monsters, and I hate you, and I miss you very much, and I cannot wait till COVID is over, till I can hug you all again.
Well, I've got some good news because to reinforce this good behavior, our chat has decided that the players get a inspiration.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Pat. They need help. They do need help.
Who wants it?
I think it's the next check, right?
No, I think you can just use it as floating, but you have only tonight to use it.
Sure.
All right.
well, we've got a target, and we've got a eloquence missile that we can shoot at it.
I've never heard a bard referred to as an eloquence missile, but I will not forget that description.
He's basically a
so
weapon
he's-
flute.
Yes. So a small figure shimmers into being in front of you, and when I say small, I do mean he is of the small size. And it looks like a particularly wicked little old man with bulbous, almost gnome-like features and sharp teeth like a shark. And he is wearing big, heavy, clunky, bolted black iron boots. He has long nails at the end of his fingers that are more like talons. He's carrying a sickle in one hand. And he has a bright red cap on. And as you look at it, you notice that it goes from the peaked tip, it goes drip. And a spot of blood falls on the ground behind him. And he says, "Ah, who are you to summon Gerflagon? What do you want, mortals?"
We wish to offer out this princely gift, I say, and pull out a random jockstrap. It will accessorize also well with your hat.
This is hard mode for Sylvia.
Why?
We're like, make peace with this guy with these jockstraps.
So should I just fireball at this point? I mean, like, you know.
What are you talking about? I'm fairly certain I am giving Silvio advantage on this check.
You're like,
So he might have advantage from you, but he's also got disadvantage because jockstrap. They don't think that's as funny as you do.
I mean, athletic support is nothing to joke about.
He says, "Jockstrap? What the hell do I need a jockstrap for?"
Do not tell me that you do not need support when you are running around and doing things that the Redcaps do. I mean, I know that your life is best when you are running up to something and kicking it incredibly hard with your boots. When you are doing that running, tell me, does it not chafe occasionally? Do you not feel the bouncy bits that could be better supported?
So the red cap looks at you like you've lost your goddamned mind.
And in addition, this one already dripped in the blood of... What was this made of, Ras? Please tell me quickly.
That one was deer hide.
This one already dripped in the blood of the deer. So it is already pre-victimized, but you can apply your own victimization if you prefer.
So the red cap looks at you and looks at Ross and looks at you and looks at Ross as if you've tried to hand him a lightly grilled weasel on a bun. And says, "That's high words coming from someone who goes around wearing a skirt all the time and nothing under it either, if you're like any satyr I know."
Why would I wear anything under it? I need to be quick access. Like, this is
Free.
I do not understand. But what we would also like to talk to you about is there is a curse over on that side of the mountain around a fountain that we have heard that perhaps you are responsible for, and we would very much like to work out an arrangement where we could become uncursed.
No, absolutely not.
Oh, surely you want something? Come on, talk to us. We can certainly make each other's lives easier.
All right. He strokes his weedy beard and his mustache is kind of like raggedy, and he strokes it and kind of grits his shark-like teeth and says, "All right, I'll do it if you bring me a baby." And a human baby, not one of, or half-elven. Or elven, that would be very tasty too, but not like a baby frog or something.
Hey, Paige, for purely illustrative purposes, could I have a square that this entity happens to be in?
Sure.
You're not a paladin, you know.
Why do you need a square for this enemy to be in?
I like squares. I enjoy them.
Yeah.
They make me feel safe.
He's a very
Why do you need your super suit?
All right.
Oh, good, he's gone, y'all. He's gone.
Okay. All right. Well,
As Paige to resolve his square, and like math, he disappears.
huh.
Oh, he is right up on Silvio.
Well, they're talking.
Where the fuck
so.
else would he be?
Like over there?
Hmm.
So is
There's nothing under that skirt, but
So like a human baby? Like one? Just one human baby?
Yes, unless you think you could get me two. If you could get me more than one, then I can bring you all kinds of things that you might like, little wizard.
I do
What's
like
the upper end of the range for baby?
Before their first birthday.
Oh, okay.
I feel like this is not going to fly, is it, Victor?
No, we will not bring you a baby, small creature. Is there a reason?
Fine, you don't have to.
area?
Get out! This is my land anyway. You're the one who called me here.
I mean, you're living here. Why would you curse the very land you're living in? Isn't it, like, unpleasant?
Not to me! No.
fireball.
Okay. Roger that.
No. We're done here. This conversation is over.
Fireball. Ooh. Hmm.
All right.
I mean,
Okay.
Joe, you will
can
get the
most
surprise
of it.
round. Nobody else will.
I mean, I am surprised.
I'm honestly not. As soon as he said baby, I was like, well, I know how this is going to go. Though I did have a moment of horror when we turned and asked Victor, and I wasn't sure if Victor was going to say unacceptable, because I was like... And then he pulled it. Like, oh my god.
I was giving the Victor a chance to stop it, but I'm like, well, if I gotta be the moral center of this party, so be it. I'll lead with a fireball as appropriate.
Here's the question: why is she rolling multiple initiatives for only one creature?
Well,
Well, I'm sure you're just confused about how many dice she's rolling. Looks like nothing to me, Ben. Looks like nothing to me.
What could go wrong?
Joe,
So-
you can have a point of inspiration for the Westworld reference.
Thank you. 20 feet, you say?
I have once again managed to optimize my initiative. Last week I played a wizard going first. This week I'm a barbarian going last.
Righty, do I have all my heroes in here? Ross, Wildfire, Victor, Mira, Silvio. Yes. Alright, so surprise round, it'll be only Joe that gets to go. So, Wildfire.
I cast, emanating from this spot right here, a fireball, which happily catches our good friend and none of my allies.
Alrighty.
He can make
This
me a
time.
dexterity saving throw.
Alright. His dex save is this.
I would argue it
16, sir.
slightly
So he
stuffed
takes
Silvio's hair.
12 of fire damage. That's the halved amount.
Alright. The fireball certainly rocks the figure back, and he goes, and his clothes are singed, and his beard is singed, and his big fuzzy eyebrows are singed, and said, "Oh, it's gonna be like that, is it?" And he puts his fingers into his mouth and
Oh,
lets
boy.
out a sharp whistle. So the first person to react to the fireball is the red cap, who whistles up a terrible sounding whistle, and he says, "Come, brothers, get 'em!"
He's got brothers now.
And some things happen, but that's my move. Or my action. I don't have a bonus or a move that makes me happy. So I'm gonna call that. Alright, so brother number one. I'm putting him in there. Alright, brother number one
Oh boy.
comes up into existence. And I am going to move up to my speed and kick somebody with my iron boots.
God.
oh, Hewitt.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Damn it.
Haha! Excellent positioning.
25. Damn it. Is it really 25 feet? Yes, they're blah, 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 blah. Okay, fine.
Should have popped up in boot range.
It should have. Alright, so it's just gonna double move. Hello! Wildfire, your turn. You have a pissed off looking red cap, like standing right in front of you, looking like it really wants to put those ironbound boots into your jimmies.
Nope, Joe, you're muted.
Oh, audio problems for the Joe.
All right. I mean,
No.
we assume he fireballs again.
I will say, Paige, if it doesn't make you happy, get rid of it. Just all your actions, get rid of it.
Every reaction is like, yeah, I cast mage armor.
Okay. That'll teach him. Anything
I mean,
else?
that'll teach him not to punch me in the face in a second.
Oh, his face is not where the red cap's punching.
Well, fair enough, but still.
All right. Anything else? Got a move? Got a minor?
We don't really have any minors that are of note. I might as well just move away now.
Sure.
So I'll do that thing.
Okay.
Not going to get any better. Move back to here.
It swings at you with its sickle as you move away.
Oh, it's all kicky when it's walking up. I'm walking away. It's like, oh, how about this sickle?
Yep. So, but he's a little too slow to catch wildfire. All right, Victor.
All right, Victor will draw his greatsword, plant himself firmly between his companions and this angry small man, hoping more don't pop up from behind. I will cast protections from good and evil upon myself.
Ooh.
And then I will action surge and attack him with my shiny greatsword that has not yet seen action, or at least not in my hands. Let's see. Boom! 24.
24 hits. That's auspicious. I will take 10 points of damage.
And then I get him on the backswing. 17.
Yeah, that'll hit.
All right, 11 more points. Excellent. All right,
Very nice.
back in it after that poor showing against those flying creatures.
Yes. Yes.
Excellent.
All right. Anything else? Got a minor in there?
No, I'm good for now.
All right. Another red cap springs into existence.
Oh God!
What?
And then that red cap is going to see how far away I am from people.
Too close. Way too close.
I mean,
It's
I'm
really
not-
that red
so
cap
it's
math.
definitely difficult terrain.
Aren't okay. Sure.
Are you telling me that rock isn't tall enough to be difficult terrain?
I'm gonna. It is now.
Excellent.
These
High
boots
five.
were made for marching, and that's just what they'll do.
I mean, it would be like Silvio to make all of his negotiations from the high ground.
So he
Sylvia
charges up to Victor,
talked him into attacking me.
and I will request from you a dexterity saving throw.
A dexterity saving throw.
Yep. Tries real hard to kick you in the bits.
All right. My spell does not protect me against saving throws, unfortunately. See, I'll give him that one.
Okay. So he comes up and kicks you somewhere delicate with his big iron boots. You will take this much bludgeoning damage, and you will be knocked prone.
Wow. I wish
55 bludgeoning damage?
that's
To
exciting.
the nuts.
Oh.
I don't know if there's going to be any little victors in the future.
Yeah, it does so much damage with this attack, I can only speculate where it is hitting you. And with that, it laughs evilly, and it's Mira's turn.
That was pretty damn evil. Victor, what's your con save like?
I mean, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, are you
But like really, he really,
Like, tell
what's your
me.
con say like?
are you asking me whether I want to become more intimate with some
Some
jellyfish?
jellyfish? Yeah.
Yeah, bring it on. We gotta. I'm angry at this point.
What could go wrong? If someone will oh, I guess I can make my own box, but it's not nearly as neat.
No, I'll bring you your own jellyfish, don't worry.
Yay!
I just want to say, I don't think anything good can ever start when a player asks another one of their players, "What's your con save?" Just
Just wondering, just for funsies.
Listen, Mira will exactly for funsies. Mira will turn to Wildfire and go, "We remediating," and drop the Nigerian column right on that spot.
Word.
So
Okay.
if everyone in that box will now give me a con save. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Ooh, Victor with the one.
Ooh.
I believe there are 2 creatures in their page.
Yes, so one rolled a 12 and one rolled a 19.
Oh, okay. Well, those of you who failed.
Wah wah.
will enjoy 6 points of Nigerian column damage. And those of you who didn't fail will enjoy 3.
Oh, right.
And that's about as crappy as 2d10 will come out, so
I actually
consider yourself lucky.
need to make a con save to keep my spell from when I was kicked in the nuts.
Oh,
And I think I just barely made it.
You
Yep.
just barely did.
Yep.
And then another con save from my good friend Mira.
oh, see? You
See,
should've
you're
made it the first
fine.
time.
You're
Holding on
fine.
to that protection from good and evil, like it's the only thing.
It might be the only thing.
So the damage you took from the red Capron was 25.
Yep. So the DC
Okay.
was 12.
Yep.
Or 13? 12? I think it's 12.
12 because it rounds down.
Yep.
All right. With that, another one shows up.
Jeez Louise.
This is all fine.
Is it?
Yep, all totally fine.
This is all fine since the person with internal.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna find out. Runs up
Is
here.
it still sensitive?
I would request from Ross a dexterity saving throw.
Is this a dex save against an effect that I can see while not blinded, deafened, or incapacitated?
Yes.
You can do that for
Excellent.
You can see.
I could see him swing back and launch that boot forward. So I'm going to take advantage on this and get a 21.
All right, you will make the save, and you miss it entirely and take no damage.
Ooh.
All right, Ross, it is your turn.
All right. So then in Draconic, I did not prepare. Let's see. I'm gonna say surround, and we are going to put into action a move that that Goose and I have been practicing, where we tag team an enemy from both sides. So let's see. That word in Draconic is clearly going to be not on this list. Wow, this list has failed me. All right. So, for you know what, we're just going to say this is.
Do you have Draconic for get on over there?
Probably. It's going to take. There are a lot of words on here, so I'm going to go with the word for support. Harunga.
All right, Goose Harunga's over there, as told.
After my turn,
Oh, after your turn. Sorry.
because she mechanically goes after me.
Fair enough.
Meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and pull out the longsword and bring it down onto. You know what? No. This guy likes kicking. Let's see if he can do that without a leg. I'm going to try and slice his leg off.
All right, bring it on.
Such escalation.
Will a 14 hit?
That does hit.
Ooh. I give you 8 longsword damage.
Ooh.
8 longsword damage taken. Anything else?
Haha!
That is going to be it for me.
All right, Goose Harunga's over there.
Mhm.
Does she get to do anything else?
She will make a bite attack.
All right.
So let's see here. This is going to be that one. A 15 to hit.
15 also hits.
And
The
she deals 6 points of acid damage.
All right, she bites the southbound end of a northbound red cap and causes it to squeal in pain. Silvio. It's funny to watch Joe measuring for fireball over there.
I just gotta be sure of where all the things are. It's very important.
He likes the squares a lot.
That That is functionally what is literally going. That's Wildfire's mind put on the screen. It's Wildfire's like, oh, there's another one. Oh, can I get all of them? Ooh.
So it's like that picture of Wildfire with all the mathematical equations.
Exactly.
In front of its face.
Exactly.
Yeah. Remind me to make that meme after the stream.
That sounds excellent. So Silvio is going to look at the red cap in front of him, and is going to say, "I do not know what all this trouble is. Perhaps you should just relax and let all of your troubles lift away." And he can make me a con save. Excellent. You float up 20 feet as part of levitate, and then I get the fuck out.
Oh, nope, you're muted.
I don't have a token for levitate. I'm just going to give him flying. Okay.
Seems reasonable.
As long as you realize when it gets to your turn, the flying is not of your own accord.
I am well aware.
Cool. I will also look over at Victor lying down in the octopi and be like, "Hey, Victor, quit sucking so much, man. You got this."
Did I just get bardically inspired?
You did get bardically inspired, and then I, as previously stated, am moving the hell away from this situation. And then that'll be my turn. I just need to measure out where I'm going.
It is important to me that you measure out where you're going and get there before the next person moves.
For no particular reason, just for funsies.
Yeah.
I believe the term is illustrative purposes.
I'm going to go over here and
So
hide behind the grad student.
Sure. So the vegetation.
I
not-
have a PhD.
Yes. She is a postdoc. The vegetation is not difficult terrain, but it can give you concealment if you choose to hide in it.
So, Mira, how many additional points of AC does that give Silvio hiding behind you?
I mean, probably at least a couple.
You're the best.
Emotionally, it does at least.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Not like actually, but emotionally, a lot.
All right, so yet another red cap brother comes
Jeez.
out of the ether.
How is this possible?
Just how excited is it obvious on Wildfire's, robe seeing these mini targets?
All of us are going to get kicked in the nads.
It's gonna be so great. It's making it real hard for me.
It's a real good thing you've been
Oh God.
shaped wild.
Yeah.
So he runs over there, chasing Silvio. Gearflagon is up in the air and swims around. Do I get to repeat that save?
Let's find out. Nope. You don't get nothing.
Really, I'm just levitated for life.
When the spell ends, you float gently to the ground. The target can only move by pushing or pulling against a fixed object or surface within reach, which he doesn't have any of.
Correct.
He allows to move as if it were climbing. You can change the target's altitude by 20 feet in either direction on your turn. If you're the target, you can move up or down as part of your move. Otherwise, you can use your action to move the target, which remains within its move.
If you are the target, you can move up and down as part of your move.
If I, the caster, cast it on myself, I get to change my height. So no, you're currently under an effect that can be gotten rid of by spell magic or by me failing a concentration check.
Roger that. So that's Gearflagon. He's going to stay there.
I'm sorry, I know what you just said was failing a concentration check, but I think what Paige heard was probably something like murder the bard.
Oh, yeah.
All
right.
If she's not at Murder the Bard after last week, I don't know what else I can do.
Believe me. All right, so this one moves over to here and attempts to cut at Victor. And I will do so with advantage because, as I understand it, you are laying down.
However, I am also shielded by the auspices of the protection from good and evil spell.
Ooh, so it's flat roll?
Flat roll.
All right.
Very nice.
Wow, he's got a lot of oomph in his little body.
Yep. So I offer you a 14, a 20, and 11. So one hit.
Yep, one hit.
You'll take 7 points of damage. Wildfire.
Which of my companions look the most fireproof?
You?
You do. You
Well,
look the most
sadly, I'm not an option in this specific case. Wildfire, with a pained look on his face, will not include all of his targets in the AoE.
Just most of them.
It hurts his heart so much. Okay, so Paige, it's going to affect everyone but Green. So Wildfire looks at Ross and Goose and says, "Duck," and then he throws a fireball.
Where?
Luckily, his duck is more of a magical instruction than like a physical instruction.
Yeah.
And so they both get advantage on their saving throw, and if they make it, they take half damage. I believe is how this works.
Ooh, and that is a deck save?
We'll verify how my class feature works.
So wait, how does this work? You go to Ross and you say duck, and you go to me and you say duck, and then you go to Goose and you say goose?
Yep, exactly.
I was.
I'm sorry, you don't even need to.
Frankie, you get inspiration.
You guys don't even need to roll. You just make the saving throw and take no damage.
Ooh.
Okay.
There we go.
So I have it.
Okay, so for everyone else,
15, 14, 17, 15, 14, 7, 19.
get to DC
So-
15.
So 2 save, 2 fail.
Yep, 23
Alright.
for full, 11 for half.
So that's a 15. Goes to plus N. Okay, this is a 14. So they will take 23. This is 7. So you will take 23. And you will take only 11. Got it. Alright, some of these critters are definitely the worse for wear.
Good.
You mean their hats are now more bloody?
Yes.
No, their boots are bloody. That's how you can tell.
Ah.
Oh. I learned something today.
Okay, anything else there, Wildfire?
No, I'm good.
Alright. Victor.
Alright. Victor will stand up.
Stand in the place that you were.
Which one kicked him? Was it blue? No, it was green.
I think it was green.
Yeah, green guy. All right, I will walk out of the column of slow death.
You might want to walk further. oh, did I say that out loud?
All right, we'll see how things go. I can.
Where do you think a natural place for that column of death to go next?
He's got more move. Let's see how his
Luckily,
attacks
in Glorious
pan out.
5th edition, I can do a little bit more move at the end.
All right, just
It's like
saying.
everybody has spring attack.
Yep. I will I'll actually say that. I will swing at green,
All right.
and I will. I'll swing at green. I'll give him a swing.
28 will hit.
I will
Wow.
casually crit because that's just I'm angry.
Woo!
You really
That
should.
was pretty awesome. That was awesome. Just casually, like swoosh, like Obama with the basket.
Right?
Day,
That's what he does.
That's what he does. That's what he does. What Victor does.
The thing is, he was given inspiration, so now he's both never going to miss and also crit more often. That's I write these rules. That's just how it is.
It's true.
So, 13 damage is the damage.
That's a nice
I
thing.
live.
I keep looking at the dice, wishing they were higher. But anyway, I shall swing a second time. I'm going to put this thing in the ground.
Oh,
I would like to
Oh.
remind y'all that we also, in addition to all of our awesome inspiration, do have a floating inspiration from the chat. So
very true. Thank you, chat.
spend it while you got it.
Okay. With that, the creature fades into a whirling mist of darkness and it dissipates.
Hooray!
Yay!
Then I shall turn to Blue with a smile on my face, and I'll spend a moment to think about whether I'm going to take a bonus action attack because I crit, or because I killed the other guy, or at least defeated him thoroughly. I'll take it because of the crit.
No, this is better because of the
Good
crit.
choice. Good
And
choice.
Good choice. Good choice.
I'm going to spend this shiny inspiration that I was just awarded, and I'm going
Okay.
to do great weapon attack.
Ooh.
The greatest
17 hits.
Nice.
Mm.
Spicy.
All right. Take 25 damage.
Nice.
I cannot.
Oh no, you
Anyway.
can.
You must.
do.
You must.
It, in fact, evaporates from the field. Mira.
And I've just
Oh, sorry.
enough movement to get over here.
Got it?
Victor, he slices, he dices, he takes 10 feet of movement.
Yes. Well, I'm looking at the Nigerian column. I'm pretty sure it can move faster than I can.
It's coming for you. Watch out.
You might be able to outrun Mira, but you probably can't outrun the Nigerian
My
column.
only chance of salvation is to kill all the enemies before the Nigerian column kills me.
Pretty accurate. Pretty accurate.
All right, Mira. What you
Okay,
got?
so Mira's doing a little geometry problem here, and if she stands right over here, if she can get a nice 5-foot wide band going straight this way.
You can.
Ooh, nice.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Okay, so she's gonna move to that corner pocket there. Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me.
Duck down and kind of shoot it up.
Yeah, at sort of an upward type angle.
As
I don't know if I take
You
an
will take-
attack about.
You do, and you will take 10 points of damage.
Why?
Ah!
She can move through my square.
Oh, you're right. She can.
Oh,
Sylvia,
Yep.
Sylvia-
Take it back.
Blocking
He's like, oh,
the entire square.
He's like, no. Wait. No. I got this.
dip, dive, and dodge. And she will be like, all right, no one move, because I got to thread the needle here. Ross, Goose, suck it in! Suck it
Move your arm, Victor. Move your arm.
First I'm being told to duck, now I'm being told to suck it in. Can you spellcasters make up your minds?
in! Really, no. The answer is no. And she will
You have to
unleash
also
a...
do this at a weird
Yeah.
angle, too, because your
Yes.
third target is 20 feet up in the air.
Oh, yeah, it's even better. She's like crouched down, like...
Yeah.
eh.
This is like
I've seen you try and take that picture before.
Yes.
So you know he can do it, right? It's fine.
Yeah.
Mira knows her geometry, and she unleashes a giant rolling stroke of electricity outwards in that direction. That thunders out 100 feet, and if it'll give me some deck saves.
16, 3, and 3.
Well, the 16 will make it. The 2 3s, unfortunately, won't. To the tune of... Ooh, that's a lot of dice.
Yeah, it is.
And I thought I'd get a total. The interfaces are... What's happened? There we go. Oh, God, that's terrible!
Rolled 6, 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 2, 1.
Mm.
Ooh.
That,
Hey.
that is good.
20.
Everyone who missed will get 20 points of damage. And everyone who managed to save will get, of course, 10.
it's
All
still
right.
50 damage.
Yeah, it's still
Yeah.
50 damage on the board. Like, that's
Yes.
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
2 of the red caps blink out of existence. The one that's left goes, fuck. Ross.
I feel like there's some lesson in there about like not wearing boots made of metal in a thunderstorm.
That's true.
You could just
They would watch them get grounded by their own iron boots, is what you're saying?
Well, one was up in the air. We don't really know how that worked, but it's
yeah,
magic.
that's true.
I mean,
All right.
I was gonna say, isn't the lesson that they should have just happily accepted Ross's jockstrap, and they could have not had all these terrible things happen to them?
They didn't know that at the time.
I'm going to hand you a slightly used fur jockstrap at one point and see what happens.
It wasn't used. He made it, but it wasn't. He hadn't sold it yet or worn it.
Paige,
Did you wear it?
Ben would immediately put it on.
Okay, Ross, bring this
Andrew,
in.
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Ross, bring this in.
all right. So at this
Also,
point,
spend our table inspiration, for God's sakes, man.
I'm
All right.
going to turn my attention to the last remaining Redcap and give him this hexing evil eye that is my hunter's mark, as my eye once more does the alligator slit. And then I'm going to say to... Oh no, that was my bonus action. However, it is not a bonus action of mine for Goose to use her infused strike reaction as on the condition that I successfully hit.
Let's have you hit first, and then we'll have that discussion.
All right.
What would you say her strike is infused with?
Oh, it's the most acidic of strikes.
Ooh.
You see, Wildfire complaining about the acid in his food gave us a brilliant idea to
fair,
just
that's fair.
rub that all up in those wounds.
Citrus.
You just like hawk up a hairball and launch it at them as you hit. Like
It's the most adorable little breath weapon if breath weapons were just like spit.
no, man, no, it's so adorable.
I'm with Ben. On this
I
one.
think it's adorable.
I think
I
it must
will
be a
be
lizard folk
using
thing.
Chat's inspiration on this.
Woo!
Thank you, Chat. To get a 21 to hit.
That will hit.
And that is going to be a D8. Oh, no, that didn't roll at all. There we go. Plus 7. And for the hunter's mark, I believe that is another D6.
It is another D6.
And the goose damage.
So 14 damage from my sword.
All right.
And then
And then
D6. Ah, goose.
Oh no! But she hit him.
Aw.
Like it was a little tiny spit of acid, but she hit him.
It was adorable.
That's adorable. One whole vicious mockery of acid damage.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
okay,
Like
That's
this is baby's first combat attack. Like you got to be proud.
a little adorable, but it's only a point of damage.
Silvio.
He doesn't like the acid play, guys. Just doesn't. He's not into it. It's fine.
I have to draw a line somewhere, otherwise. I look at this
We
guy.
all know Silvio has no line.
Hmm.
Anyways, so looks down at the red captain and is like, "Hey, this could all stop if you just talk to your guy, or perhaps you can remove the curse that is over on that first section of the forest. You want to do that?
Make me a do you want to do that check.
Hmm.
Do you want to build a snowman?"
I was
It
thinking the
doesn't
same
have
thing.
to be a snowman.
I will spend my inspiration on this.
So the red cap kind of looks at you and all these tall folks surrounding him and says, "What'll you give me if I take the curse off? My price will be less than my brother's, of course. I can make do with half a baby." okay, maybe not any baby at all. What about a sheep? A nice fat sheep.
I was more leaning towards, we wouldn't send you very painfully back to the Feywild, but you know what? I think we could arrange for a sheep.
Oh, yes, a nice fresh sheep. There's a little town in the ridge over there that has a bunch of sheep out on the hillside. I've been trying to steal them for a while, but sometimes they put iron in the collars around their necks.
You ask for much for fresh mutton. I happen to have some dried mutton here, Silvio.
No, not dried. It doesn't have any blood in it that way. Ugh.
Russ doesn't know what to do with this information.
Not wrong.
He's wholly out of his element at this point.
And at that point, Sylvia looked to Victor and is like, having assured that the curse is actually gone versus just killing these guys and feeling better about ourselves. How do you feel about that, boss?
I think a sheep is a fair price. I just wish they would have accepted it before we had to so roundly.
Fire their asses.
Yes.
We need to use some ice for that. It looks painful from here. So I stopped being in combat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mira can go down to said village and go buy a sheep.
Okay. So just over the ridge, there's a small town. They're very startled to see Mira walk in out of nowhere.
She waves. Hey.
Yeah, it says Cherno, population, 23. And you can buy any sheep you want for 3 silver.
Parenthetically, 100 sheep.
Oh yeah,
Um,
23 people and like 400 sheep.
400 sheep.
They do look quite delicious.
They are
Perhaps
definitely.
we could buy an extra.
You want?
To say perhaps Ras should go with because buddy system and
He
all.
seems to be here, so
Ah, he teleported there. Ah!
telling me
Okay.
things over my shoulder. Yeah, I guess we could buy 2 sheep.
I'm sorry, there was sheep involved. You expected me to stay behind.
I should have known you were behind me this whole time, but it's a little off-putting when you just sort of start talking behind me after I've walked a couple miles.
Perhaps I should have made my presence known sooner. My apologies.
Yes.
But about those delicious sheep. He says, licking his teeth and lips.
Yeah, so a shepherd comes out and tallies the day's inputs and outputs of sheep, marks off the 400 sheep and puts 398 sheep, and sends you back along your way.
Good day, sir.
Thank you. This place is lovely. We should come back here soon.
It is kind of lovely. Like, it's a little alpine village. It's mostly humans and a few half-elves. Lots of sheep. Some crops. Plenty of cows, too. Or not cows, goats as well. It's very restful. There's not much that goes on there.
I wish to defer to Old Slow Tiger's question of, do lizards, even giant lizard men, have lips?
I mean, they definitely anatomically do.
Do they?
They might not have any, control over them.
Okay.
Let's go to the picture.
I think to really answer this question, we have to ask ourselves, what are lips? Welcome to my TED Talk.
Oh no! Listen, we've only got 20 minutes of this left. We're not doing a TED Talk on lips.
Correct. Yeah, so Joe, can you zoom in on Ross's face a bit?
Sure.
As you can see here, in picture diagram 1A,
I don't see any lips. What do you think, chat? Lips?
we'll leave this up to a vote. I think in the meantime, we can move on with our lives.
As we return with 2 sheep, we're like, we got one for you and one for Ross, who I guess is the other semi-demonic creature that we have to appease.
All right. The red cat gives a high-pitched squeal of glee and grabs the sheep.
Ooh.
And says, fine, I'll take my brother's curse off the stupid fountain anyway. He pauses for a minute and looks like he's thinking real hard. All right, good to go.
You don't happen to have a curse on that town over there, too, do you?
Sure do? Nah. They're Feywise. They don't like them at all. They put iron in their sheep's collars, just a little bit, and they always put an bent iron nail in the doorway to keep the Fey out. Yeah, no, I don't mess with those people.
Okay.
I will have to remember those.
So
then.
the Fey blinks out of existence with the sheep. The last thing you hear is a meh.
But it's a sheep, not
It's a sheep meh.
not run boss, so we're fine.
Yes.
So, do we just take it at its word?
Well, I mean-
So Fae are usually bound by their word. So if he says it was and it was not, we
Come back.
come back.
We hire a Fey lawyer and begin a legal arbitration process that will take several episodes. So luckily, it'll be fine.
This is the D&D Special Victims Unit.
Bum, bum.
She Victims Unit.
That sounds
Bum, bum.
The legal
Terrible.
process consists of 2 parts.
But what about the sheep?
It was just made all the better because he got caught on your hands.
Yes, exactly.
Joe, you get a point of inspiration as well. You have made me laugh.
Excellent.
All right. Yes. So you go back to the Tarsellus Fountain.
Yes.
All right. When you get there, I should have made another map for this, and I just didn't. So when you get there, it is approximately unchanged. But as you walk up to it, the creature walks into the fountain and then disappears.
Well, I guess we did well then.
Ross, go get your water and maybe your blessing.
Mm-hmm.
All right then. And I will once again take out the pail and approach the runic glyphs and kind of gingerly step over them without disturbing them.
No, to the left slightly. Yes, there. Yes.
All right. So you get to that point, and you dip your bucket into the water, and as you do, you notice reflected back in the water is your face. But flickering around your face, you see visions of the future, or the past, or that might happen or did happen. It's hard to tell, but there's a whole series of flickering images that you see in the water as your brain tries to make some sense of them.
My lizard brain!
Yes. As your lizard brain tries to make some sense of them, from where your hand is in the fountain as you're pulling up the water, a coating of water slides all the way up your hand, all the way up your body, and covers you completely.
Oh, good. These parts works as well.
Yes.
Then I step back because I just wanted to make sure that part happens. I claim no responsibility for what happens next.
Silvio's like, I'm out!
Paige, I accept the blessing.
So you have a sense of water, of how it moves and flows, and how it percolates under the ground and pools and flows within the ocean itself. And for just a moment, you understand water from the clouds to the ground, and then the water retreats, and you can't sense it all, but you have a better understanding of it.
That was disconcerting.
I did not enjoy it at all.
So was it indeed as easy as you thought it was going to be?
It certainly was different. For a moment, I could feel the water. All of it. From the clouds, to the oceans, to the lakes and rivers. I was one with the water. And now, I'm wet.
And blessed. Blessedly wet. Congratulations, my friend.
I think that is what my elders wanted. I shudder to think what getting the rest of the blessings will be like.
That didn't seem too bad.
Yeah, I mean, if all of them make you wet, that seems a pretty reasonable situation.
Somehow, I find that getting the blessings of fire, wind, and water... No, fire, wind, and earth will not result in wet.
I mean, don't forget about heart. It's very important.
Oh, stop.
And Sylvia reaches out and high fives Wildfire because that's exactly what she's trying to do.
There is no fifth element that I
I know of. I tried to say with a straight face. I'm sorry, I can't.
Okay, that's it. This podcast is over. Now we're all just gonna watch The Fifth Element.
You mean love?
Welcome to my TED Talk on the Fifth Element.
Is it on Amazon? Could we do that?
Probably.
Well then, shall we return to the witch?
Indeed.
This sounds like a good plan. We'll see if those other adventurers are successful or not along the way. Perhaps we should pour the bucket water into a couple of these empty wine bottles and cork them. Just that way, there's less having to do with having to keep it flat the whole time.
That would
Yes.
be amazing.
We'll probably put it in the bag of holding.
I can see you putting a whole pail of water in the bag of holding. Mira and Ross, with your acute senses, the greenish area around the fountain is starting to spread out.
Nature's healing.
Do you need to take samples before we leave?
You could take some some additional samples in the healing area. It's not a bad idea. I'll grab a little bit more soil from that part, and maybe a little vial of the water too, because now I'm very curious.
All right, you do that thing. Alrighty, so we are heading directly back to the ravine where we saw the trolls.
Indeed.
Yep.
All right. You get to the ravine where you saw the trolls, and on the other side of the bridge, you see the adventurers that you had seen previously. And Anselay is laid out and looked like he is enjoying a long rest. They all look bruised, beaten, scratched, and torn up, but they're at least around and still moving.
Oh, congratulations. You are victorious.
Tandil steps up and says, "Oh, yes, we were. It was pretty hairy, though. Not gonna lie, it was pretty hairy."
Let us make our way across the bridge, and we will make with you. You have some form of proof, of course.
She reaches into a coin purse on her hip, digs around, and pulls out a troll head the size of a beach ball. Drops it on the ground, digs around in her coin purse some more. And this is truly a coin purse. It's not much bigger than a couple packs of cards. And reaches around in there and pulls out another troll head and drops it on the ground.
Cool. Excellent.
I reach up and collect both the troll heads and say, "Pay the lady."
I make my way very slowly and cautiously across the bridge, and then I pay the lady the big 40 gold pieces.
Coin well earned.
They take the bounty, and Tandil says, "I'd also like a letter of recommendation from your forestry unit. In case we want to contract with the foresters in the future, it'd be lovely to have a record of having worked appropriately with you in the past."
A moment. I get out and pull out a already written form letter that I have Victor sign. You just need to fill in their names there, and there.
I will read it. I've learned that I should always read these things. But they are very convenient.
What is this attachment runner?
But I will
It's 5%. It's a standard contracting fee.
fill in the blanks inside it and say, "You did good work today. You safeguarded the region. I hope you continue to adventure in a way that benefits Aglarond."
Well, that is indeed the plan. I sent Emirian back to Chernu just for a brief run before we took on the trolls to drop their money back off with them. They are not happy. He basically had to run for his life afterwards.
So, tell me more about the problem that they have that they believe our witch ally they think is behind. We ended up facing some rather unpleasant fae that had leveled a curse on a large portion of the land. And while they claim not to be cursing Cherno, Perhaps there is something else other than our mutual witch.
Well, like they said, some children have gone missing, but accounts seem to differ. I got the impression that a couple of them were older teens that might have run for the coast to find a life of adventure themselves. Some livestock has gone missing, as well as some pretty rough turns of luck. Crops have died, and some of their herds have been had problems with birthing a young. Standard witch stuff, I guess.
I was imagining it was probably the Fae that we defeated that were causing all those effects.
After the sheep point of view, if the animals were things other than sheep that had been taken, that would make sense.
Well, I think it was sheep and goats and chickens.
Well, as we agreed upon, let us go see the witch and see if we can sort this out.
Indeed.
Well, we don't want any part of your witch, just as a abundance of caution, I guess. We did want to pick up this bounty, but I think we'll head back towards the coast at this point and see if we can't find some better work at Mesring or maybe even at Citadel Dantalion. I hear they're hard up enough to need mercenaries anyway.
If you tell them that we sent you... Yeah, don't do that. No, don't do that.
Rely on the form letter.
The form letter is fine. It's got all the necessary details.
Mm-hmm.
Tandiel bows and says, "Alrighty then. I think we'll actually camp here for the rest of the day. Some of us need a bit of rest before we head out. But good luck on whatever you do next."
Safe travel to you as well.
She nods, and you can travel peaceably past them.
We do that thing.
We did it.
Yay!
Take
Yay!
NPC adventuring party that definitely won't become rivals to us in the future.
We gave a recommendation.
That will not come back to bite us at all.
No, I'm sure to be fine.
Exactly.
I'm sure to be fine. So you
What could go wrong?
get back to Tamith Cherbogas, and as you crest the hill, she's out in her front garden, puttering in and amongst the flowers, and she waves at you and says, "So you've made it back in one piece, I see. Exciting day, huh?"
There were more red caps than I was expecting when the day started, but yes.
She winces. "Oh no, don't Gearflagon?"
Yes.
Yes, you blew up this?
Yes. I do. Oh, tell me it went peaceably with him.
No.
And peaceably.
She winces and cringes at that thought. Come inside. We'll need to get into cover as soon as we can. And with that, house, and we'll have to see what happens next. Next Monday night on Feats and Fables. All right. Thank you, chat, very much for being with us. Ooh, let me
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
great music
Hey.
going on here.
Thank you.
All right.
Music.
Thank you very much, chat, and everyone else for being with us and joining us on this adventure. Please, if you can, subscribe on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, support us on Patreon. That would be great. Or at least like us on iTunes. That really does help. We'd like to send out a thanks to everyone in our chat who was with us tonight. Particularly, I saw Maxim, I saw Aldeganar, I saw Old Slow Tiger, and Bolonio. Thank you all for showing up and for the bits for our player inspiration. Roll20 is our virtual tabletop. Our music is by Kevin MacLeod at Incomtech.com, as served by Roll20. The music can be licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0. Our maps are made in Incarnate, Dungeon Draft, Dungeon Painter Studio, and or Campaign Cartographer. The art for our NPCs is from the Hero Forge token generator. Please join us next Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time to see what happens next, and follow us to adventure!
Oh,
Bye,
the
y'all!
play is in. Lizards, WTF lips, y'all. WTF.
WPF lips.